Hey y'all. Hey, how y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. So listen, y'all know the Love Island reunion for season 7 happened on Monday night on Peacock. I watched it last night, so we finna get into it. Yes, we are. That's what we doing today. We finna get into the live. The reunion. Baby, listen, who y'all want to start with? Who y'all want to talk about? Let's start the way the show started. Let's start with the 4 winners. With the final 4, I mean, it wasn't no 4 winners. So, first place, we had Amaya and Brian. Second place was Nick and Olandria. Third place was Huda and Chris. And fourth place was Pepe and not Hannah, they saying Hannah home. Pepe and Iris. Y'all give me a minute now. Okay, so let's talk about the 4 of them. So, Amaya and Brian are still together. They addressed that issue. Y'all know that video that was going around where it showed Brian at the club and pouring out, pouring to the foot, pouring out in any mouth open. So, anyway, Amaya said that they talked about that they are still together. Then Nick and Olandria, they said they like Frico Nico better. Well, that's what Nick said, and Olandria went along with it. Better than Nick Olandria. Then, but they still together. You know, they done travel together. Nick been getting Olandria on little photo shoots and stuff with him. Different stuff like that, right? Then, third place, y'all know, with Huda and Chris. Y'all, why Chris was on one end and Huda was on the other end. They had Brian and Maya between them, child. Maya Papaya. They was between Chris and Huda. And then, Iris and Pepe still seem to be together. They say they're together. They ain't got no labels on it though. Iris said, Pepe pretty much said, we's monogamous, we together, so we dating. Iris said, no, if you don't ask me to date you, we not dating. So she waiting on something. She wanted to be official, okay? So, when Ariana and Andy Cohen, you know, they both hosted the reunion. So, Nick said he do not plan to speak to Sierra. He said when initially he planned to have a conversation with her when he got out of the house. However, when he got out and seen how things was, he said he ain't even worth his time. So, worth his time. So, he ain't re-talking to her. He don't have nothing to say, he said. Then, y'all wonder what I'm doing. Y'all know I got my note. So then, Olandria, Andy asked Olandria, was it worth the wait? The journey. Y'all know that was code for get down, you know. And Olandria said it was worth the wait. Okay. We're going to take your word for it, Olandria. So then they asked Chris and Huda, you know, if they was all right. Huda said, I ain't got no problem with nobody, nowhere, no how, right? Chris said, I ain't good with her. Y'all, that's what he said. He said, no, I'm not good with her. He said he down for a conversation and moving past it, but it ain't nothing between the two of them at all. That's what Chris had to say. And Chris also said, because y'all know Andy Petty, Chris also said that his mama is glad things worked out like they did, which we all knew. His mama and sister was faking the funk when they did that family visit. They ain't really like Huda. They didn't like her because she had a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't like a lot of things about her, and they just faked the funk. So, he said his mama's glad things worked out like they did. Baby, I'm going to tell you, one thing he going to do is protect his mama, because He couldn't have said it any more classier. Y'all know I tell people, I hope you had a day you deserve. Good morning, have the day you deserve. Good afternoon, buenas noches, have the evening you deserve. Buenas tardes, have the afternoon you deserve. I'm gonna learn how to say that in Spanish. Have what you deserve. I'm gonna learn how to say that part in Spanish too. Then they brought out Clark and Taylor. Clark said she like Oklahoma. She been a few times. She said she rode a horse bareback, no saddle. That's what that means. So listen, that's real country, y'all. If you don't know, that's real country. That's like being barefoot, baby. Let's see. Then Austin said, y'all, Austin is crazy. So they brought up Austin body count. You know, they talked about that in the show. So Austin said, this is what he said, y'all. He said he has decreased his body count because he forget about them. That is not how that works, Austin. Your body count only increase. It don't never decrease. So, I don't know. That must be that new math. Cause, yeah, no, that ain't how that works, fella. But what y'all think? Listen, let me ask y'all something. Let's stop right here a little bit. What do y'all think about a body count? Now, listen. We're going to talk about on another show about my body count. Because, y'all know I didn't have a monogamous relationship till 2010. My husband is my only monogamous relationship. So, my body count is sufficient. Anyway. And I'm not ashamed of it. I don't care that I'm a woman. That's one thing I ain't never subscribed to. Listen, if you can do it, I could do it. If he could do it, I could do it. Don't get outdone trying to do something. Because I like to outdo folks. You understand? I like to outdo folks. So don't play with me. But my body count is sufficient. Y'all know I ain't. The last time, listen, my body count's sufficient. We ain't gonna get into the exact number, but it y'all know for years I thought my body was my livelihood. Like I knew just what to do, how to do, and when to do. You understand? And that's what it is. But yeah, it's all right. But what y'all think about that? What do y'all think is too many for a body count? Because no matter what your body count is, it doesn't mean that you've been having unsafe. That doesn't mean your body count is unsafe. It doesn't mean your body count has exposed you to all of this stuff, because you can be an adult about doing adult activities, right? Adult things. So it don't mean none of that. One thing ain't got nothing to do with another. I know people who have had one partner and they got HIV. So listen, it happens. So body count, your body count don't matter to me. However, I will say this. Whether you're a man or a woman, before you go to having a conversation with somebody about their body count, make sure you can handle the answer. That's kind of like going through somebody's phone and looking for something. Make sure you're ready for the answer you find. Okay? Just make sure you're ready for whatever answer you find. Because the body count could be 2, 5, or 250. Could be. In 1998, my body count was over 100. It's what it is. Just got to be mindful. You got to protect yourself. Be accountable. Always be an adult. Okay? That's the key. But yeah, Austin talk about because he forget about it. Baby, if it was that easy, Austin. So, listen. So, Coco was there. And her and Olandria had a little convo. A little petty back and forth. And Coco, you know, she stood on it, but then it seemed like she tried to say, oh, I ain't mean it like that. Listen, Coco, what you said, you said. You didn't clean it up when you said it. So now you trying to clean it up. Like Olandria said, you should have had them took that down. Why you said that on that podcast if y'all was all right? But like Olandria said, you know, when they talked about how when she came back from Casa Amor, remember after her and Nick came back into the villa, she said how Olandria, they was talking about how Olandria came in and didn't have nothing to do with them, wasn't friendly, wasn't this. And Olandria was like, I sure wasn't. I don't know y'all. Y'all are the ops. She didn't say that. That's April phrasing. But basically, Olandria said, y'all the ops. Why would I don't know y'all. I'm not finna be nice to y'all. I'm finna be standoffish. Because that was the exact word that Coco used. She said, Olandria said, yes, I was standoffish. And will be again. Because I don't know y'all. Ooh, listen, everybody don't talk to everybody. It's all right, though. So, yes, but they had a little tit for tat, back and forth. Child, they all right, though. Then Shelly and Vanna. Now, y'all remember Vanna? She came in through Casa Amor season. Time, you know. Not at Casa Amor. She came into the villa, but Vanna was one of the ones came in during Casa Amor. And, she said, that, Shelly... Her and Shelly was nitpicking, petty, back and forth like that. Shelly and Olandria, they don't like the way they've been portrayed or the way the edits was cut or what people are letting other people believe. But listen, some of y'all's moves were not well thought out, and those moves could be interpreted many ways. So, Shelly, they played back the clip of you and Huda talking about her bringing Chris back. And you know, you said Huda said she was doing it just for you, as a favor to you. That wasn't all she said. She told you she liked Chris too and wanted to explore their connection. You should have been upfront about your relationship with Ace. But you tried to make it something it wasn't. Yes, Huda did say because you liked him too, but she told you that she wanted to see if it was something between them as well because they had kids. Come on now, Shelly. And not only that, now if y'all ain't watched it yet, they showed a clip of the heart rate challenge. Y'all, they showed the clip of the heart rate challenge. I think Huda and Chris were out of order. Because y'all know Chris had his head all in between Shelly legs and stuff. And had her laid down right next to Ace on that little table. Or that little stage. They were right next to each other. Now, when Chris got Shelly up, and Huda turned into reverse cowgirl position. And she did her little 1-2 tick-tock, tick-tock. And then slid back on Ace's face. That was a bit much. And I don't really care that him and Shelly was acquaintances and getting to know each other. I don't think that was the violation. Because to hear me, at this point, Shelly and Ace was not exclusive. Huda and Chris was not exclusive. So I feel like whatever. But I would never, let's be clear, I would never have ever, I wouldn't even have kissed someone that someone I considered a friend. Because Shelly and Huda talking about they was friends, right? And Landry and all that. I don't know how they were friends so fast, but whatever. So, but I would never even dance on one of my friends' people that they kicking and vibing with. Because I would just never do that. That's not my character, right? However, this is a game. This reality TV. There, no one is exclusive. It was the heart rate challenge, and Huda did it for Ace. But she did it. Yeah. She did it. But like I said, Shelly was on that stage for a moment, right next to Ace with Chris on her. So it is what it is. Like, they all just need to move on because they trying so hard to prove they point instead of everybody owning they bullshit. Facts. Olandra said it felt like the whole villa was against her and Shelly. That's what she said. She felt, and that's what she said in post villa interviews, that she felt like the whole villa was against her and Shelly. What? Come on now, Olandria. Y'all got to be reaching, because listen, I think everybody gave good as they got in the villa. I think it's enough BS for everybody to get a plate full. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about that. So Zach was on there. Y'all remember Zach? He was on there via like Zoom or some type, like he was on the screen. He wasn't in person. Why he talk about Amaya said, yeah, I noticed he ain't want to talk to me until after America's vote, and that ain't no lie. Zach a opportunist, because the minute America voted that Amaya Papaya was our favorite, not our, because I didn't vote, but they favorite, baby, y'all know Zach turned on the afterburners, baby, trying to get her attention. But it was too late. Amaya ain't crazy as she looks or sounds sometimes. And yes, but that's what happened. She ain't wrong. Zach switched up. He did, because he an opportunist. Guaranteed sign of an opportunist. An opportunist. Once a group of people see your positive traits, then here they come wanting to pick up on it too. No, sir, bye, deuces. Talk to you on the outside. That. So, Huda talking about she felt bullied. I said, now y'all using big words. Listen, I don't believe nobody was bullied in that villa. Nobody, not one person. Nobody. Jeremiah was there, y'all, with his whining. Y'all, I think Jeremiah trying to get a Key Sweat award. Oh, they crying. Jeremiah is something, child. He's trying to figure out a way to catch on and get in the movement, but he can't, because what? Jeremiah, we all knew you was done with Huda when she told you she was a mother. Why you weren't just honest then? I don't know. It ain't my business, but that move right there puts you in the douchebag category, and that's where you're going to stay till you do something else. And you ain't did it at the reunion, so But I'm going to tell y'all something about Huda. Huda turned everything into the way she was the victim. Everything. She ain't took accountability for nothing. And if y'all heard her take accountability, tell me. But, what? Like, own your shit. We all need to own our own. It's called accountability. Let's do that, okay? Let me tell y'all something about a person that can't take accountability. I can't. I will not. I don't deal with them. They stay in the outer courts. You can't get close to me. Out there, boo. Matter of fact, they might be in the stands, not even on the sideline. They might even not. Because why? Huda, I need you to own you own it. Thank you, gorgeous. Shelly, so they asked Shelly, they was talking to Shelly and Huda after they talked about the heart rate challenge, different things like that. And Shelly was like, where their relationship stand now. You know, Andy Cohen love to ask people, and where does your relationship stand now? Or no, there was, and where does the relationship between, this is what he said to Shelly, and where does the relationship between you and Huda stand now? He always want to know where the relationship stands. Shelly said, I wish her well from a distance. She said, I don't mean no harm, but I wish her well from a distance. Huda said, same. I wish her well from a distance. I don't got no animosity, no bad blood, nobody. I wish everybody well. That's what she said. Yeah. And then evidently Huda got a boyfriend, y'all, and she can't talk about him because of Netflix. I don't know if she on Netflix, he on Netflix, who on Netflix, but she told Andy she can't talk about it because of Netflix. Netflix? What Netflix got to do with you talking about your, unless they doing a show or some sort. I don't know, child. If y'all got any information, drop it in them comments and let me know. Alandra says she done with Huda too. And Huda said, I'm okay with it. Y'all, they so petty. Ooh, that's why I watched the reunion, though. I knew they was going to be. It was good. But I would never, ever be friends with someone who did what Huda did during that heart rate challenge. Listen, baby. You got to have some respect for yourself. Period. I just would never, because someone that I knew, listen, I don't go behind my acquaintances. If I know you, I ain't talking to who you talk to. Listen, I know that's crazy. Some people are like, well, what does it matter if they know him or not? No, if y'all have ever flirted, talked, had a conversation, text, Snapchatted, Twittered, Facebook, Messenger, whatever, WhatsApp. If y'all have ever engaged in conversation along the lines of we like each other, non-monogamously, or not monogamously. We like each other. Then I don't want to talk to them. I'm not going to. Out of respect for me, it's a boundary. What do I look like? Let me tell y'all a quick story. When I was in Virginia, and I met a guy at a club there, and we went back to my apartment. And so we was chatting, talking, and we brought up Jacksonville, Florida. You know, Florida. We got to talk about Florida. He was like, yeah, I was stationed down there. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. You know, we just chatting it up, you know. I'm cooking something to eat because we done come from the club. I done told y'all, so I'm making something to eat because, baby, I'm finna get in them pockets. And he finna get in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, we talking, we kicking it. We ain't nothing happened yet. We just still laughing and talking, throwing back. You know, I done poured up a little drink, all that. We kicking it. It's about 3:30 in the morning. And we talking, and come to find out he been in Jackson, so we got to talking about it. Y'all, he had went out on a date with one of my cousins. He had to go. I didn't even let him eat. I told him to leave. You're not finna even eat my food, dude. And the funny thing was, I called my cousin on the phone. After he said he knowed him, I called him. I said, you ain't never gonna believe this shit, cuz. Soon as she picked up the phone, that's what I said. And then I told her, cause he was right there. And baby, when I tell you we laugh, we laugh. But yeah, baby, that's how I roll. And nobody would have ever known. Cause it was definitely a hit it quit it situation. Like, it was literally about money. Okay? So, but no, all money ain't good money. Certain shit I ain't gonna do for it. That's a boundary of mine. And I know that was my cousin, but they hadn't been together. There was nothing happened between them except they went on a date. Because she didn't really like him. But I don't care. No, absolutely not. Forget my name, forget my number, forget my face, just forget it. So it's a small world. I would never, I'm not going behind somebody I know, even in conversation. No, I don't. I just, that's weird to me. So that part of it, I understand where Shelly coming from about Huda and the heart rate challenge. Like, why do I even need to say certain things you shouldn't do? We women. But you know, that just go to prove, listen, all us ain't got the same boundaries. That's why I don't play about mine, baby. I let you know right quick. Don't do that. I don't play that. Homie don't play that. Oh, if you know, you know. But yeah, seriously, like that was excessive. But I will say I love that they are all hanging out together. I love that Ace and Shelly, baby. But I'm going to tell you something. I knew Ace and Shelly was going to be a real couple outside the villa in the beginning. Because their conversations were just... Ace, the thing about... Because a lot of people watched Ace and was like, oh, he's just an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, what in the... He a player. He this, he that. He ain't never had a girlfriend. Shelly's his first girlfriend. But I knew that he was serious and he was really into Shelly because he didn't cut no corners. He didn't try to cover up anything or try not to talk about anything. Ace wanted to go forward and talk about everything. Him and Shelly, even if he appeared to be the one that was rude, mean, wrong, he still had the conversation. If you don't know, that lets you know a man really interested in you when he is communicating effectively with you. Because men don't communicate in general. So when he is intentionally communicating, you know you matter. If y'all didn't know, now you do. Now that don't mean he ain't on some But you matter to him if he's communicating with you effectively. So yeah, I knew. And then whenever they went to the hideaway and he did that while she was changing and stuff, and he set up the little heart in the sand and stuff, I said, oh yeah. He loved him some Shelly. So yes. So I can't wait to see what they all do. I don't know if they're gonna do a after Beyond the Villa of season 6 with this crew, like they did from season 7, because the season 6 crew did the Beyond the Villa this season. I wonder if they're gonna repeat Beyond the Villa for this season 7, and this crew. I hope so, because I like it. I like to know what they doing after, right? So listen up. Love Island Games season 2. If you ain't watched season 1, go watch it. It's on Peacock. But it starts September 16th. I'll be bringing y'all the recaps. All right, y'all have a great day.